y'all. Come on out here, man. We're about to get this thing started. Y'all know how we do it out here, right? Where we going, man? Where we going?
All right, surf fishing friends, we're not out on the surf, we are out on the boat. And dead ahead of us right there is Bonnethead. We're in the Cape Fear River between Bonnethead and on our left there, Caswell Beach, is Fort Caswell. And there were a lot of blues jumping, and I was interested in getting some blues, so I brought 3 rods with me. The first rod right here, I just had some finger mullet, and I just rigged them right up. I'm going to cast that out, let it sit out there, and see if anything comes along and gets it. The blues seem to like that, so I thought that would be a good shot. The next one, I just had a double drop rig with some shrimp just to see what was out there, and of course the sharks are out there. Baby shark, do. So this little guy was just coming along, and I think I caught him 3 times. He goes back in the water. The third rod I had lures on. This is a Muro lure right here. I don't think you can see the blues, but they were jumping all around, and I could not believe they would not hit this lure. But they were not interested in all. But the finger mullet, something was interested in the finger mullet, so had to stop right there with the lure and pick up this reel and just start reeling him in. He was real heavy, and he took a run or two, and so I started thinking to myself, I don't think this one's a blue. Maybe it's a shark. So. It's not that baby one. It was a lot heavier than that. Hey, I'm a one-man show out here, so I had to kind of grab the net and reel in the fish at the same time. So this camera angle is a little tricky right there. You can see the shark coming up. I kind of got to duck down and grab the rod. I need a mate. I need a first mate. So maybe next time I'll have to take someone out with me. There we go. So I got him anyway. Get him in the boat. Going to make sure it's a sharp nose. Throw them up on the deck, and you can tell it's a sharp nose because they have the white spots on the side. So that is an Atlantic Sharpnose, and it is a male because they have claspers on the bottom. That's how you can tell it's a male right there. And so I'm keeping him. So I'm done fishing. The blues aren't biting. I'm gonna go get my dog. I left him on a sandbar, and I figured I'd go. He'd be safe out there, and he was all happy to see me. Nah, my wife's in the background too. My dog was with my wife. We decided to go over to Fishy Fishy and get some lunch. So we hopped out of the boat, had a nice little parking there for the boat, walked up the plank, and sat down and got some menus. And they even bring a little water dish for the dog. That's kind of cool. I have the soft-shell crabs. I love soft-shell crab sandwich. I've got some fried shrimp, and my soft-shell crabs are better. And the dog got a bowl of water. Weep, wop. Anyway, the shark. I got 3 different knives here. This first one's like a serrated edge knife, and I'm just going to cut off the fins. I should have cut off all the fins, but I left one on. Now you can tell I just put down the serrated edge. I use that first because the skin is so tough, it will just dull out your fillet knife so quickly. So when I hit a little snag here, I picked up that serrated and got that fin, which I just said I should have cut that off first, and I'd have to go back and forth. But fillet it like a regular fish. And then I trim the belly fat. This is the belly fat of the meat, right, of the shark right here. And sharks eat other fish, and so they have a lot of mercury, which I've heard is stored up in the belly fat. So that's just not a good piece of meat to keep. There's no sense in eating fish that's not going to be healthy for you. Just like filleting it, I skin it just like you would a regular fish. Just put down the fillet knife right along the bottom of the skin. Just trim it back here a little bit because it's nice round. It's a pretty thick piece of meat, so you got to kind of work it, and just having a sharp knife helps. Grabbing that skin and pulling it tight like I'm doing here. I get to the end, just keep pulling that knife through and get all that skin off. So after you get the fins off, it's really just working like any of the fish. There's the skin. I'll probably throw that in the crab trap along with the other pieces that I'm not going to keep. And the other thing I'm going to do is obviously trim off the rest of this skin that I didn't get the first time around. And now you see that red bloodline there. We're going to trim that out too. And this is a good thing to do with shark, but also bluefish, just to get that gives it a more, I don't know, a gamey flavor, something people don't like it. Sometimes they say I don't like sharks or bluefish, and if you cut that out, it should be a lot better. It's a nice white meat after that. And I'm not a butcher by any means, so if there's someone out there that's probably making fun of me for how I cut this up, but I just chop it up into like little steaks, like salmon steaks or something like that. And then from those steaks, we can do a whole bunch of things with it. I'm going to show you one of my recipes in a minute, but that can go on the grill, that can be chopped up and breaded into shark bites, or we can make fish tacos out of it. Oh yeah. And again, anytime I come across some little bloodline or something, I'm just cutting it off, getting rid of it. Like again, no sense having a poor piece of meat. You worked hard for it. enjoy it. So there it all is. This is the last step. I would grill this. I just put it in some aluminum foil. I just throw some olive oil on it, and then this is some Himalayan salt. Ooh, fancy. And some fresh ground pepper. Throw that on there. And if I had some spinach, I'd probably throw some spinach on top of that too. Top it off with some garlic, right? Some just fresh chopped garlic. I mean, it's ready to go. Fold that up. Throw that on the grill. Cook it and eat it. It's delicious. So give that a try. Sometimes the bait gets the fish. Sometimes the fish get the bait. And that's fishing.